Number 1? Lucky number 1. She has nobody to compare you to yet. Okay, number 14. What? No, we don't sell souvenirs here. Okay, number 29. What do you mean you thought it was a job interview? Number 41. Yeah, the police called. They're towing your car. Guess that parking spot wasn't the only bad decision you made today. Number 56. Oh, you brought flowers. Nice. Number 57 can hold them for you. 73. 81. Oh, don't be weird. No. 92. You got the test? Not a COVID test. And number 100. Congratulations. Here is my therapist's phone number.
Got ran through by 101 men and my eyes are still recovering from all the bodily fluids that went in them.
She'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all.
Did you think that some girl out there will sleep with 100 men and I am not going to comment on it? Well, you were wrong. I know I'm a bit late to the party, but I have some strong feelings about this whole thing. I just thought we can end the year 2024 with a bang.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly.
All right. We can make jokes, we can poke fun at it, but this is a tragic topic. It is serious and nauseating. Let me read a piece of Mirror article for the context. Racy model Lily Phillips found herself going viral last October after she slept with 100 guys in a single day for material to post on her OnlyFans page. Yet, she's grabbed headlines again this week as the 23-year-old from Derbyshire, UK, was seen weeping about the act in a new documentary as calls for an OnlyFans ban were made, despite raking in a cool £2 million through OnlyFans. Phillips showed a different side when she confided in YouTube star Josh Peters in his documentary I Slept with 100 Men in One Day. Yes, Lily Phillips, a beautiful 23-year-old British girl who decided to let 100 men have sex with her. I don't think there are enough words to express my disgust at this whole situation. I'm disgusted by her actions, I'm disgusted by her parents, who apparently are actively helping her run her adult business. I'm disgusted by her team who helped her organize this event. I'm disgusted at the men who applied, showed up, and did the deed. I'm disgusted by our society, which allows and encourages young women to do this to themselves. Society that perceives it as social media content. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at this ridiculously deranged, vile, horrific state of things that making porn online is now called creating social media content. I have to censor the word porn, as you see, when I just say it here. But the actual thing is right there, available on social media, on different platforms. But God forbid I say the word and call it as it is. Anyway, you'll probably wonder, how would that work? 100 guys in 14 hours? What are the logistics of this type of operation? Here is an explanation by Lily herself. Enjoy.
We had a whole waiting room, so we made sure they had a bit of time as well to go through and think about it and stuff like that, and like had to obviously sign all the forms, so it gave them a little bit of like thinking time. And obviously they've already like applied for it like a month in advance anyway. And then once we got in the room, it was generally, I filmed it super amateur, like I just gave them my iPhone, filmed it POV because a lot of them didn't want their faces in it. Like, it was super like amateur filmed because I didn't want all of this like camera guys or big cameras or lights or anything like that, so I skipped all that. Some of them were definitely quite nervous. I hoped I chilled their nerves out. I had such a mixture, like it was genuinely like you got onto the street and like every different looking person, they all kind of came, and there was no like one type of person that showed up at all. But you know what, everyone was just super actually respectful. It was quite surprising how nice everyone was.
I bet you had one hell of a glow afterwards.
Yeah.
No, she did not have a glow afterwards. If you guys haven't seen the documentary, let me tell you, this girl was traumatized after this whole event. In her interviews later, she was trying to justify her. She said she was tired, she was working very hard for many hours, it was intense, but the truth is she was traumatized. I think young people sometimes are not able to imagine the consequences or impact certain actions will have right after taking them, or in a long run. I remember being young. I moved to another country when I was 18 with just €6 in my pocket. Then I flew again across the world to study something I decided on literally in 5 minutes. Making decisions in your late teens and early 20s looks very different than later on in life. So believe me when I tell you, when she decided to let 100 men violate her in one day, she couldn't imagine how she would feel right after. She will not come out and say it, but I imagine she felt used, drained, defiled, or even broken. Here is a clip of her crying right after.
It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry. It's okay. It's okay. Just take
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah.
She said it's like being a prostitute. See? She did not think of it this way when going into it. People around her convinced her this is just content creation, when in fact, yes, it's prostitution. The men didn't pay her, no, but the viewers did. She probably made a lot of money, but at what cost? She also said the following.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the, I think like the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're gonna do this, and like it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know?
Disassociate. You stop thinking, you black out, you stop feeling things. It's a trauma response. This is what happens with the victims. They disassociate, they turn off the brains, their feelings, in order to survive whatever is happening to them. Here are some comments on the documentary. This is the best anti-porn film I've ever seen. There you go. This felt like a Black Mirror episode. What has this world come to? What a crazy world we live in. 100 guys, one of which gave her a rose. A whole team supporting her, and she ends up eating her dinner all alone. That's the scene. After the whole thing happened, she's sitting at the table eating her sad burrito by herself. While preparing for this episode, I've watched many interviews with Lily that made me literally sick to my stomach. But I've noticed one trend. The interviewers act curious, they ask all the right questions, but they also try not to shame Lily for what she's done. On the contrary, women who interview her kind of go onto this idea that what Lily is doing is somewhat empowering for women, or maybe she's a victim. It's one or the other. Look at the slippery slope conservatives have been warning the world about. A few years ago, we thought Instagram bikini pictures were empowering. Then OnlyFans came about. Women started showing more there for money. Then women started producing their own OnlyFans for a small subscription fee. Here we are today, OnlyFans creator taking her business into real life, sleeping with hundreds of her fans in one day. And no, she is not the only one doing it. My question is, how is this legal? How is it that this slipped through the cracks and there hasn't been any regulations on it? I will tell you why. Because of acceptance. Because of the claim that this is progressive, that it's women empowerment somehow. But I think it's, even for progressives, this is too progressive. This is extreme. This is too much. This year, don't ask how, I've met quite a few girls. Believe it or not, all of them said that. 1, they would never recommend this line of work to another woman, especially younger woman who is about to choose their path in life. 2, they would never sleep with anybody in real life. I think part of OnlyFans' success is that the women stay safe online. No one can touch them and they feel in control of the situation. I even met an OnlyFans creator who has sex with her partner on camera. This is her content. And she said she would never sleep with anyone else. She's a monogamist and she considers the women who sleep around immoral, okay? So you see, even in this insane industry, going around and sleeping with a bunch of guys is considered extreme. It's a shock value content and it's meant to push boundaries. But there is more. Lily, after enduring all that, because she still doesn't hate herself enough, is now committed to break the world record and sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. Have a look.
I'm trying to be the first person to be with 1,000 guys in 24 hours. Now, this isn't an easy task, finding 1,000 people. So, women, if you can lend me your husbands for the day, that would be amazing.
Lend your husbands. Let them be in this 1,000 people queue to dip their business in a porn who doesn't even really care about STIs. Yes, in the documentary, it is revealed she doesn't even know how you can get infected. There was also a very naive attitude in general about her safety. They weren't going to hire security for her. She also said she didn't really think about the fact that some of these men could turn out to be aggressive. She said something like she likes to believe her fans are good people, or something like that. So yeah, very safe space for anyone involved. Someone said, who would want their husband back if they joined that queue? Nobody. Nobody. Another one, you only need one man, trust me. He is called therapist. Yeah. Lily keeps saying that she was brought up well, that she knows what she's doing, that this is something she wants to do for herself. It is her fantasy. It is all BS. Her mother is taking care of her finances, man. Her mother is okay with Lily being violated by 100 men in one night. And mind you, this is just one of the despicable things Lily did that we are covering today, because it's her tagline now. She has done way more disgusting content that I'm just not going to bring up right now because it's truly sickening. But yes, her mom is there backstage counting the dollars. Her mom is the It is not normal, and nobody will ever convince me it is. You see your beautiful daughter going down this path. You do everything to prevent it. And not because your child brings shame to the family, but because that child is destroying themselves. If you saw your kid doing drugs, you would do anything to make them stop, right? You wouldn't become friends with their dealers. Here is another comment under the video. Great idea, Lily. Now, how about when you do get slammed by 1,000 insecure and desperate men, you actually show each and every one of those men's faces? Plenty of insecure and desperate men in the comments here, I see. Let the world see who they are. Their families, friends, work colleagues, employers. Let everyone see the vile, insecure, desperate, lonely and pathetic excuse of the male species that they are. There's a reason why morticians are predominantly women. Figure that one out, man. Lots to unpack in this comment, but yes, the men are being recorded at these sessions, but their faces are disguised, they're blurred. So we can't really know who this is. What if they weren't blurred out? What if they weren't censored? What if we knew who they are? Would it still work? I saw plenty of comments, okay, on Lily's videos. There were men, okay, how do I sign up? Where do I sign up? Where's the application? How can I? There were people flying in from different countries to do that content with her. But there is a debate happening. Who's more disgusting? Whose fault is it? Lily or the men who partake in this activity? I don't know why we can't just agree that both sides are nasty. Lily for using it for fame, for promoting it as a great lifestyle and source of income, trying to sell the fake image of happy, liberated, sexually active, healthy woman, while really it's just mass prostitution. And men taking part in this circus are disgusting for, well, taking part. How can someone in a healthy mind go and queue for hours with other men just to have sex with some girl for 2 minutes? There were men flying in for this from different countries, like I said. There were men who went in twice. It is hard to wrap my mind around it, and it is hard to justify. Someone else said, I slowly can understand Thanos now. Well, I was with Thanos from the beginning, but that's just me. I think the worst thing about this whole situation is that it is not being called as it is. Lily is given a platform now to talk total nonsense and try and paint herself as someone healing women's sexuality, someone preaching about consent. It's hard to listen to, but let's try.
It just gives us the name that we're only here to have with, and that's all we offer is. I think as well it's quite dangerous then for domestic abuse and stuff like that, because men then feel entitled to women's bodies. You know, if some girl watches that and is like, right, well, I need to be having sex with my partner, otherwise he's going to go cheat, then you're just having sex for his enjoyment because you feel like you have to do it. And personally, I think if you feel like you have to have sex with someone, like that feels like non-consensual to me. If you're just having sex because you feel like you have to.
Men think that all women can offer is sex, wait, it's... Men think that all women can offer is sex. What else do you offer, Lily? This is your brand, your job, your personality, your family's life. And you are trying to have an opinion about consent? We could call what she does consensual in theory, but we know that a has many faces. Young girl like that, once she commits to despicable acts, she might feel pressured by her team, by her network, by her fans to keep going. I'm sorry, but having sex with someone who you don't have feelings for, you don't find attractive, and you don't get pleasure from it yourself sounds pretty non-consensual to me. Girls these days put me off girls, full stop. Lily expressed in the documentary that she would like to get married in the future and have kids. She says that probably some male star will marry her. I agree. There will be a man that will marry her. Will it be a man that will be a good husband and father? Someone with great moral compass? Someone who can lead the family, raise mentally strong, capable kids? I mean, even if you don't view marriage or finding a good husband as ultimate goal in life, you must say for Lily to think she can still have that in the future and be happy, I think that ship has sailed. No good, healthy-minded, well-raised, educated, God-fearing man on this planet would ever want to have anything to do with Lily Phillips. I'll tell you that. No man like this would want to call her his wife. It's some harsh words on my part, I know, but that's the truth. Another comment says, got this clip paired with her recently in the documentary crying because she felt she had to pleasure those men in 5 minutes, just goes to show subconsciously she felt violated. And another one, the hypocrisy is unreal. I really hate it when these vile acts are trying to be passed as something deeper, something meaningful, something educational or empowering. No, it's prostitution, and on a huge scale. It is also an example of using a young woman's immaturity to fill up the pockets of all other adults involved. And finally, it is demonic. When I was younger, I couldn't see it this way, but the older I get, the clearer it becomes. The demons are everywhere, in money, in fame, and our world made a perfect home for them. Because we think now that what's demonic is good, it's empowering, it's progressive, it's natural, it's entertaining. And what's right is lame, old school, old-fashioned, oppressive. If Lily Phillips attempts to perform this stunt of being violated by 1,000 men in one day, I'm telling you her body or her soul or both will not survive it. There is no turning back from there, because really, what's the next step from there? What can be more insane and despicable than this? Where does she go from there? How does she top that? And these are the questions she's probably asking at her staff meetings. And these people are coming up with more and more disgusting things for Lily to do, to keep the money and fame coming. I guess the future will show what the true cost of all of this is. But as usual, I want to know what you guys think. Is Lily Phillips progressive and this is the future of women's sexual liberation? Or the society has to take a step back and start shaming sex industry workers for spreading unhealthy standards? Let me know in the comments. And as usual, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications to never miss another Daily Freddo episode. And for even more content, follow me on Instagram @dailyfreddo. That's all for today. Have a good one.
In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember. I don't know, it's just